So across the country, trained superintendents are lifting a tactic straight out of the privatizer playbook. In Oakland, in the last 13 years, we've had 7 superintendents, 5 of whom have been trained by Bro. The Center for Reinventing Public Education, or CREEPY, a propaganda arm of philanthro-capitalist Gates Dell Walton, created the strategy and crafted the talking points used to sell it. And in the handout that's being passed out is their website, and you really do need to go check it out if you haven't, because that is the playbook of the puppet masters, listed on the resource page. What Common Enrollment does is list all schools, both district and charter, in a single application form. Parents rank their choices, then a computer algorithm assigns their children to one of the schools in their list. The company that provides this service has not allowed an independent study of its methodology. But it did help lead the focus group in Oakland that studied issues around enrollment procedures, and lo and behold, Common Enrollment was the answer to our enrollment issues and assignment issues. Educate 78, an arm of the New Schools Venture Fund, paid for the predetermined results. The aim of Common Enrollment is to blur the distinction between democratically run public schools and privately managed charter schools, and to increase the number of charter school seats in targeted urban districts. As I said, Oakland has been targeted by the Broad Foundation and the privatizers for almost 15 years. While promising that Common Enrollment will increase equity in school choice, it is proven to increase complexity and inequity for parents and to institutionalize segregation in the cities where it has been implemented. Those grand cities of progressive movements and progressive education, it's been implemented in Denver, New Orleans, Newark, and we can see the results in those cities about what Common Enrollment does to a district. This latest privatization ploy is often coupled with the deception that charters can be held accountable through a charter compact, another Gates initiative. In Oakland, it's called the Equity Pledge. And so the superintendent thinks, we are going to put together an equity pledge. So shut up, because we said equity first. You don't have, we have the rights on equity, you don't. And that is the message of the privatizers, co-opting language of social justice movements. So the the Charter Compact, or the Equity Pledge, is the districts and charters are going to come together and make a deal that say, yeah, we'll enroll special ed kids. We won't do disproportionate discipline on our African American kids. We won't suspend kids. We won't push out those that aren't performing. We will play by the same rules as the district schools. That's going to be the pledge. They're going to sign it. Once they sign it, they get to have Common Enrollment. We get to funnel kids. Oh, they said they're going to play. Funnel the kids there because they're going to have equity. The problem is, you can sign a paper, but there's no enforcement behind it. Those schools are still not held to any kind of accountability. And if they don't follow the compact, nothing will happen to them. But this is what's being pushed. What Common Enrollment is, at its heart, is a deceit. It deceives the taxpayers that pay for both systems and the parents who choose both systems into thinking that there is no clear dividing line between the two. And that's what the privatizers want everybody to think. That they're all, in our case, this is actually going to be the mantra in the fall in Oakland. The privatizer, Go Public Schools, who is leading the charter movement here in Richmond. They've taken what they've done in Oakland and are trying it out here. Oakland children. They're all public schools. You know, we care about all of Oakland children. Don't get adult issues and ideology mixed up with caring for all Oakland children. And that's what they're trying to do, to make it really unclear in the public mind the distinction between privately managed and democratically managed charter schools. Charter schools made their choice to not follow district policies and district procedures, and they need to just stay in their own sandbox, and we'll stay in ours. This is not, at this point, at this argument on common enrollment, we are against charter schools, but that is not where we start with our argument here. Where we start here is that it's really not about being for or against charter schools, but it is about doing, it does have everything to do with transparency, accountability, and integrity, which you have found not in any case in a common enrollment system. So in 2014, the fall of 2014, a senior administrator in Oakland, we were talking about something, I forget what we were talking about, and he mentioned common enrollment. And I said, what's that? And he said, oh, that's coming. Okay, I did whatever, I didn't know that. Then in the spring of 2015, all of a sudden there was a crisis in our enrollment policy. And there must be a community engagement to study it. We must find out what is the best solution to solve our manufactured enrollment and assignment crisis. So a community engagement was formed in the spring of 2015. In the fall of 2015, without consultation or approval by the school board, charter schools were listed in the OUSD enrollment catalog along with district schools. And that was only the beginning of our superintendent, Antoine Wilson, absolutely ignoring any authority of the school board on this issue. Using the district website to promote common enrollment, using the district website to give flat-out propaganda, using community meetings, to calling for community meetings where the whole bulk of the meeting was, common enrollment is good for you, it's coming. Common enrollment is good for you, it's coming. Well, we pushed back. OEA pushed back, community groups, Oakland OUSD Parents United, Schools Are Students Deserve, many community groups started questioning this, and we questioned, and we did actions, both large and small. The bought and paid for results of the community engagement recommended, as I said, moving ahead with common enrollment. So we did many mobilizations at the school board. Even when we didn't do mobilizations, it was always a continuing theme, a continuing thread about being against the common enrollment system. It was scheduled for a vote in November. Was the first vote November? January. The first vote, okay. The first vote was scheduled for January, and we mobilized and we worked, and came January, and they said, you know what? We're really hearing you, and we need to talk to the community more. Now, what they found is that they didn't have the community support. They had not sold it, and so they said, okay, we will go in May and have a vote in May after we engage with the community. So they did a couple of phony baloney engagements. It was not getting traction. Well, we're not gonna do it in May. We'll do it in June, right? So we forestalled that vote 3 times, and come June it was decided, yeah, we're not gonna do it now either. We're not gonna vote either. So we won. Yes. But it is only a postponement. The struggle continues. So those are some of the things large. Small things that we did was the first thing we did in order to get buy-in and get the word out was we got together with every OUSD labor union, and they, as in their entirety. Every OUSD union signed what's in the handout, the concerns about common enrollment, the statement on common enrollment. So they signed on to it first. We brought that to the Alameda Labor Council, and the Alameda Labor Council voted against the common enrollment system. Now we're getting into the politicians' backyard. You know, if the Labor Council votes against something, then the politicians need to listen. The next thing we did is go to the California Teachers Association. And the 600-member California Teachers Association state delegates voted in opposition to common enrollment. And in the last page of the handout, at the bottom, not the last page, next to the last page, just this July, I put a motion at the National Education Association. And the national body has now taken a position against common enrollment. The executive board also reached out to community groups that they had relationships with. So there are many community groups now that have signed on against the common enrollment system. Since they couldn't sell it straightforward, since the superintendent couldn't sell it straightforward, it has been kind of moved into the equity pledge group. And so they're going to try and get the common enrollment as a piece of this equity pledge. So we are monitoring that. I have a couple of people in the audience that are very involved with it. If Kim wants to come up and say something else about her involvement, the parents' involvement, and why the parents are not buying this, that would be great. And I think I'm pretty much finished right now. If there are any questions.